Hello everyone, and welcome back to It Came From the Backlog, where we trawl through gaming's many oddities that have slipped us by and finding out if they're worth playing. Today, I am joined by the Captain, Vie Ventar. How you doing?
Greetings to all.
As you can
Hi.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hi. I was just saying hi. Be here.
As you can all see, we are joined by an interdimensional being today. You know, he hails from the realm of Skyrim. Whenever he travels over, that's when Todd Howard gets a new port of Skyrim. So you can thank Vi for that.
Please don't blame me. He hurts me when you blame me.
But all right. So, you know, today is May the 4th, which you know is a very special day for sci-fi fans, which is why we're playing two very festive games, Star Trek Elite Force and Mission Critical. I've heard someone say something about a star being at war, but honestly, it just sounds made up to me.
Isn't that a plot in the new kids Star Trek, Protostar?
Yeah, probably something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I am... Oh, wow, that is really loud. Let me turn down the audio. Loud beeps. Very loud beeps, sorry. Okay.
The
So...
menu is pretty loud in this game, I'll just heads up, warn you there.
Yep, I am turning it down. Oh my gosh, right, and this is back when sound quality was actually something you had to configure. I always forget that. It's just like... Yep, there was a time, kids, when you had to choose, do I want this audio to sound like it's coming out of a paper bag or not?
To be fair, it was put on so that you could actually reduce the load on your system a bit.
Oh yeah.
So it was actually genuinely doing something useful.
Oh yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, and I will say, when I first got this working, I am impressed that, like, they have... You can just click... This interface is fantastic. Like, you can actually dig up information, so if you had never known anything about Star Trek before, you can be like, okay, what is the Alpha Quadrant? What is a Ferengi? Who are these Romulans? The only thing that I'm not seeing being explained here is, you know, why red matter is a thing.
To be fair, that hadn't happened yet.
Okay then.
So that's the reason. But also, there's the virtual Voyager, which allow you to walk around the ship and do some mini quest things as well. So
Nice.
but I recommend that for after the game.
Yes, gotcha. Alright, so... Alright. And I understand correctly that in this one you can actually choose the gender of your protagonist as well?
Yes, that was removed in the second game, sadly.
Shame. Which difficulty do you recommend?
I'm not the person to ask for that, because my response to difficulty is, I just want to have fun. I don't give a shit about difficulty.
That's very fair.
And since I know you're not a fan of Raven games, are you?
I don't know what you mean. I didn't make a 15-minute video ripping Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast apart for basically hating people for existing.
Well, in that case, I recommend you go with the easy setting, so you have more time to explain your pain to people.
Oh, I mean,
Hey, Vid Kid. Merry Birthmas or Merry Cake Day.
Yes, happy birthday, and welcome everyone. So happy to see you all here. Wait, they have the tutorial option there. Is that separate from the campaign? Should I do that real quick, or is it just going to be like...
You can do it. It's just walking around the ship. It is literally just, this is how a first-person shooter works.
Okay, then.
So it's not essential. About the only thing that's useful in it is, I think there's one system that's explained in it, but otherwise it's all explained in the gameplay.
Gotcha.
Without aid from Starfleet, we began our 70-year journey home. In our numerous encounters, we came into contact with many dangerous and violent species. Having a limited crew with no chance of reinforcements, we determined that we needed a specialized team to handle the more dangerous situations. Tuvok, Voyager's chief of security.
Tuvok. The only actor that I've walked almost close enough to say hello to, but never actually said hello to.
Uniquely trained team
So you got close to Tim Russ, but you didn't actually get the full Tim Russ experience.
No, I really wanted to too, because I wanted to record him saying in Tuvok's voice, "We ain't found shit."
However, the team was quickly overrun.
That would, if I ever get the chance again, I want that, because I know it will make my father just, he will love it.
Fair.
Because, yeah, like, my mom is more of the fantasy fan overall in terms of what she goes for. She likes Doctor Who, she has an appreciation for Lord of the Rings and that. My dad is more of the Star Wars, Star Trek kind of guy, a little Stargate Universe too.
Ms. Monroe, we have isolated your team members' life signs.
I will admit I am a sucker for Star Trek, as you can probably tell. But I do like a little bit of everything. I'm really looking forward to the Bab 5 reboot.
Wait, they're rebooting that?
Yeah, with Straczynski.
Oh.
Whether it will actually come to anything, we don't know, but yeah, we'll see.
Mission...
I also like that they've got the explanation for why you can see things is they actually extend out a little thing over your eye. That's a nice touch.
Well, I'll say this right now. The guns hit a lot better than in Jedi Outcast, because... How to describe the shooting in that one? It's less spray and pray, and more spray and, you know... Oh, I'm trying to think of a joke that's not dark with regards to religion, but just like... You hope that maybe it'll land in the tri-state area of where you're aiming. Like, every single gun is just like... You aimed forward. I'm gonna go over here. This one,
To be fair, it's in the Star Wars universe. Nobody can shoot in the Star Wars universe.
Unless you're Kal Katarn, who is who you're playing as. Ooh, let's see.
Okay.
Okay. I may still need to check the controls really quick here. Oh, there's a dedicated screenshot function in this one too. Okay, alright.
Yep.
Okay. Use key is space! Sounds
The
legit.
thing I will say is, don't shoot items that are right in front of you. That's going to end badly. Because there is explosive damage for stuff exploding. Because I saw you run up to the distribution node.
I was thinking, yeah, my first instinct is, oh, this is a thing I touch, right? Does your
I can understand that.
does the phaser actually have a stun function?
Go to the your first weapon, not your compression rifle.
Yeah.
Its basic fire uses less power but does less damage, and the bodies drop to the floor unconscious effectively. If you set it to the other setting, it actually will vaporize them when it kills them.
Oh my.
It's also the only weapon in the game that recharges its ammo automatically.
Okay, so right. Okay, so
It's effectively a crowbar.
interesting. All right, that's how we refill our ammo. Okay, crouches only with C.
Now for the ammo, there's like 3 types, if I remember rightly, or it might just be 2 types.
Wow, that guy could take a lot of
There's
hits.
Go ahead.
I keep shooting and they're like, ha!
Yeah, they've adapted to your weapon.
Ah!
Congratulations, you're dead.
Nope! I have not yet begun to die!
Have you forgotten that about the Borg? They adapt.
To be fair, I mostly grew up on an Enterprise, so the biggest threat I know is the Zindi.
Oh boy. Pay attention to what happens when you shoot a distribution node. Also, you don't actually have to shoot, they'll ignore you most of the time.
It's a first-person shooter. It's an instinct.
I get that, but you've already burnt through your weapons. Your guns are useless.
Wait. Nope, can't. can't do anything to that coil. Okay. Alright. Whoa! Oh, that was an animation. Oh my.
Yeah, some of the animations in this definitely show their age, shall we say.
Hmm.
Although I'm trying to remember which engine this one runs on. It's been a while. Yeah, it's ID Tech 3. So.
Yeah. I'm going to use the control panel, sir, after I'm done being shot at. Okay. Okay, everyone is saved. I'm amazing. I'm the best member of Starfleet ever, clearly. Wait, so space... Oh my gosh, this has the aim system from Body Count. When you hold down spacebar, you can actually tilt like in... But that is... I didn't know another game did that system. Okay, now... Okay, I rescued my teammate. Now what?
Remember the force shield that was up earlier?
Yep.
Gone now.
Alright, let's just keep it moving.
Just have to wait for my stream to catch up to see what you're doing. Because you... Oh god, you're still shooting. Oh no, you didn't. You didn't shoot the one that was not active.
Yes, but now they're all activating because of NPCs that I did not tell to shoot.
Did you seriously get an NPC killed in the tutorial? I didn't know that guy could die.
I am the best Starfleet officer ever. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh my god, your lower decks.
Hey, you know, I can't remember her name, but I really like the female lead for that. I thought she was aspirational.
I mean, some of her aspects are very aspirational. They exist. They're not exactly the attributes you want in a Starfleet officer. But then that's true of all of the characters in that series, because that's the point.
This is what happens when you put someone who can rank 114 Star Wars games into a Star Trek game.
I can't say anything. My experience in Star Wars games is pretty poor, so...
I'm curious which ones you have tried. I actually am curious. Ooh, that...
I used to... When I was a kid, I had a copy of Rebel Assault, which I had one disc for. That's a 2-disc game.
Nope.
So I could play half the game.
Oh dear.
No, Rebel Assault 2, that was it. And other than that, I've played KOTOR, and I keep meaning to play KOTOR 2 at some point. Why did you jump off that?
Because it's a... Look, you need to understand. In Jedi Outcast, they legitimately do that to you. There is a section in Jedi Outcast where they're like, where do you go? Where do you go? Where do you move on? You have to jump. First, you have to navigate several trip mines that seem to be set there to deter you to not go in that direction. Then there is a clear death pit that in any other point in the game, you drop down, you die. Except here, in this specific level, at random, because like there's a boss with an ATST outside that you can fight, and you're like, okay, obviously that's what I'm supposed to do. You kill it, nothing happens. You're supposed to dive into the death pit. Then a cutscene plays, then you transition to the next level. This is what I'm talking about here. Jedi Outcast hates you, so I am just... This is a Raven Software game. I am assuming everything is going to get wild and weird.
Raven have made plenty of good games. I'm going to have to look them up, but they've made plenty of good games.
Did they make a good game after the 90s is my question.
This one?
Besides...
This is 2000?
Okay.
One, I think? Hold on, let me double check. 2001, end of December.
There, this time that... This time that guy didn't die. Only the one guy kind of, sort of died.
Well, he got knocked to the floor before you got there, so that's not your fault. They also did... What was that game? Listen to Raven Software Games. Hold on.
If you tell me Singularity, I'm gonna still have to call Hijinks, because Singularity has a lot of issues with that it shares with Bioshock Infinite.
I like Singularity, but I will look for a different one. I know Yahtzee hated it. I didn't mind their take on Wolfenstein.
I still haven't gotten to that one yet. I tried a demo a long time ago.
It's got plenty of flaws. I'm not going to try and say, oh, it's a work of genius. It isn't. It's got big flaws, and there are obvious things which should have been fixed in it. But I actually enjoyed the game, despite the flaws.
I mean, I'm not going to judge. I mean, you'll remember when we were on for Ghost Runner, I was talking nice about Wet, and he's like, I'm just going to take your word for that.
He hated that one. He
really
hated that one.
Yeah. Okay. Right, let's just save as stream. Okay.
But yeah, looking at the games they've released since then. Yeah. Wait, there was a Call of Duty Online? Oh, China. Right.
Oh, yes, Jason, that is an Argonian. I don't believe that Vi is lusty right now, though. So, no pickup lines.
I mean, I can put an act on if you're desperate.
And Jason, I'm pleased to say that you don't need to take a drink yet. I'll let Jason explain what that is, because if I actually explain it, then he'll have to take a drink. Okay, can I...
If it's for when you die, yes, he does have to take.
Oh, no. But it does involve death in space, and that doesn't count. Well, yeah, Raven Software works on COD these days for the most part, but that should hopefully change with, what you call it, with the Microsoft acquisition.
Yes.
They've already said that they want to, I believe it was Phil Spencer specifically cited Hexen as, like, one of the things he's like, ooh, we could have more of those.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, like, it still drives me nuts to this day that, like, Monolith Software has the Lord of the Rings IP, and so far all they've done is make Batman Arkham games that just happen to, be, you know, set in Middle-earth, whereas... Where is my Legolas Monolith FPS game with bullet time? It feels ready-made!
Oh, God.
Ooh.
To help you out a bit, look for distribution nodes, because they disable all the Borg in an area.
I gotcha. Ah! Dip! I'm just glad the purple gun kills them no matter what.
Mm-hmm. The Infinity Modulator.
Yeah, Voyager is one I've always wanted to see because basically the premise of Commander Shepard, but in the Star Trek universe, and she's kicking all kinds of ass, just, that sounds good. Ooh.
I mean, that's not really Voyager. Voyager isn't the premise of Mass Effect.
Huh. That's how it's always been sold to me, so apologies for misunderstanding.
I don't know who told you that, but that's not Voyager. Voyager is very much, we are trying to get home after disaster has happened.
There, now Jason has the explanation.
Okay. Ah, I see, Jason Moth.
And, you know, just for this... I don't know if you ever checked, Jason, but, you know, just for you, we may have been playing that, you know, for the last stream after Golden Light made my brain kind of melt a bit. Because that game will haunt your nightmares.
I'm not familiar with Golden Light. What did it do to you?
Imagine Silent Hill, but it's a bad acid trip. Like seriously, you can eat anything that you can beat people up with. Your girlfriend is stolen by a pile of meat. There is a giant amorphous blob called Mr. Hugs that hides in a very disturbing bathroom.
Are we sure this isn't a Persona game?
Pretty sure, but it's about as effed up. Okay. There we go. Yeah, these little elevators, this is definitely Raven Software's nonsense, because this was another thing in Jedi Outcast. Yes, instead of bringing up Dead Space there, now you have to take a shot, Jason. Instead of that, this is going to be the Elijah keeps talking about all the different things that he wants to absolutely smack, you know, Jedi Outcast developers for. Because on Nar Shaddaa, they hide a tiny elevator behind multiple objects in a darkened corner. Whereas the path that you're not supposed to take is very big, very obvious. There are enemies spawned on it and everything.
That is the ultimate dick move.
Seriously, I was stuck on that level for the first time when I was a kid. I think I was stuck on it for close to an actual month. I just kept going back to it and trying everything. So that's, you know, if there's a supervillain origin story for with regards to me and Raven Software, that's it.
Well, this game is more generous than that. It
Yes.
doesn't have anything quite that bad.
Yeah, this is, you know, I realize that I am completely, you know, breaking every Prime directive right now, but, elevator work.
Well, there's only one Prime Directive, but there are plenty of other ones, so you're breaking all of them. Sorry if you can hear the pouring sound, I'm making myself some tea.
Well, you are supposed to take a drink.
Yes, but I've just poured this and it's boiling hot from a thermos, so I might leave that a little bit.
I feel that. Okay.
But yeah, this game's level design isn't quite that bad. There are a couple of bits where you might get a bit lost, but there's nothing that's so egregious as that.
Yeah, you don't feel like the developer was going through a bad breakup and is taking it out on the players.
No. Except for possibly one thing.
We're not going to encounter that level, are we?
It's not that early in the game.
Okay, good.
Not at the pace you're going.
Are you saying it's a good thing that I'm playing on easy?
I mean, if you were playing this at a harder difficulty level, the Borg would have fucked you up a few times over by now. Because you do not want to go up against the Borg without a weapon that can fight them, and you were doing stuff before you got the iMod, which was not a good idea. To be fair, this is the first time you're playing it, so I'm not judging.
This is very fair and also very kind of you. Because, yeah, just... I do appreciate that they're having that much attention to detail, because I know there are some games that would just skip over something like that very casually. They'd just be like, oh yeah, you can just shoot everything. I just saw Soup. Oh please, most captains in Star Trek bring the directive on a daily basis.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Especially if it's the Kelvin timeline. That I know.
Don't remind me.
Well, I mean, on the upside, at least in your chosen universe, the Kelvin timeline is separate. There still is the other timeline. I have... Mara Jade has been erased from history as far as Disney is concerned. That was a jarring level transition. Hello, you're blue.
Not all the Borg are human.
Well, that wasn't a Borg. That was an
Majority of them are not. Oh, you've encountered Chell.
Yeah, and not in Portal for a change.
He is a Bolian.
Apparently the chat is demanding that you judge me.
Fine. I'm not your own personal judgment machine. You should be able to judge for yourselves. But yes, the scene here explains so much about this character.
Ah.
Poking it didn't work. I shall shoot!
I mean, calling me tactless is accurate. In this particular instance. Man, they really, like, bumped-mapped Tuvok's eyebrows.
There's no bump mapping, I don't think.
That's just the model? Oh my word.
That's the model. It doesn't have a lot of polygons for these faces in this. There are some HD mods which improve things a bit, but this you can tell this is a 2001 game at points. The actual ship is really well modeled, though.
I'm seeing it right now, and it looks good. The actual environmental art, yeah.
I would actually argue that this is one of the best renditions of a starship we get to see in gaming. It's certainly better than, and I know people aren't going to be happy about this, it's certainly better than Star Trek Online, because you can't stack two people on top of each other and still have headroom.
Oh, yeah, MMO.
I don't know why they've done that. I still hate it.
Yeah, it's just like everything in MMOs is, Fisher Price sized.
Yeah. They've done a beautiful job with how it looks. It's just too big.
Whoa, that cutscene is loud! Okay, I'm gonna hold my headphones. Okay, now we're back down. Sorry about that, folks. Apparently the cutscenes do not care about my audio settings.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not your fault.
No, I should have mentioned. I completely forgot. Sorry. There is a couple more cutscenes before this area is over, I think, but they're only short, so...
Oh, the little sprite! The sprite on the screen to represent that's it. Oh, that's just so cute.
Now, originally, they didn't have all the voice actors. They actually had to do patches to add them in.
Oh, wow. What's weird is the music sounds loudest to me, but I set the voices as loudest. Oh, yeah, my eardrums. My eardrums. I just assume I can't hear you until it stops. Okay. Hey, there's a Death Star in the background. I see what you did there, Raven.
What just happened?
Still a more reasonable place for it to end up than Discount Endor.
Discount Endor.
I'm not calling it by its name, because it... Do you know what they named the planet where they decided to stick it on for The Rise of Skywalker?
I've not watched the Star Wars.
Kef Burr. It sounds like something you say when you're sneezing.
Kef
Kef
I
Burr!
can see that. I can kind of see that.
Oh, Alright. We're now at a safe distance from my ears.
This is actually very interesting. Voyager started the video. They didn't get permission to use the original Voyager theme starting sequence, so they had to remake it and do their own thing.
That makes sense. A lot of people tended to have to do that with all kinds of things, was remake stuff and everything, especially for this era of licensed tie-ins. I remember just, just recently I was watching a video on all the Jimmy Neutron games and how different they all ended up. Like, some of them are spot on, and others are just like, well, this is what we were legally allowed to use, so, here's just some random techno.
Because for instance, the bit where it's going through the that is from the original. Most of the other bits have had to be reconstructed.
Captain's log, stardate 53854.7. Voyager was attacked by an unknown force and transported to some kind of starship graveyard. Whereabouts unknown. The ship is heavily damaged. Communications, propulsion, and other systems are offline. Until repairs are done, we're utterly helpless. Stranded.
Yeah, I feel you there, Boiler. Okay. Loud music is done.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, Soup. I have not watched The Rise of Skywalker, but I did have to review LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, which means I had to experience the LEGO-ified version of The Rise of Skywalker, and that was close enough. Take turbo lift. Okay. Alright. Yeah, the music is definitely a bit much. Okay, let me try and see if I can configure the settings at all just a little bit more. Okay, yeah. Voices, I'm gonna turn up so that I can actually hear what they're saying. Music is going really low. And sound effects are even lower. Okay. So...
Be aware, there is a bit coming up where you will need to act fairly quickly, but not instantly.
Alright, I'll make the save game fairly quickly. Okay. I have to make it to engineering.
I'll tell you after you've reached it what the alternative is, depending on what you do.
I'm assuming it ends badly.
There are actually 2 ways for it to go. Well, technically there are 3 ways for it to go. Before this game, there was only one other game I can think of. Actually, no, there are actually a couple.
Oh, well, was the thing I had to act quickly where I accidentally killed a guy?
Yeah.
Is that gonna reflect poorly on my
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna, just for the sake of Monroe, I'm gonna reload fairly quickly now. We're just gonna save stuff.
You can wait until he gets past and then put the shield up, and he will survive.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do that because I did not mean to do the murders. Not in this case.
To be fair, you did what needed to be done to save the ship. You just did it a little early.
I was too vigorous, comrade.
I will save the ship, but not you! Fuck you, Eddie! This is for taking all of the pie at my birthday.
Renner? Wow, I didn't realize that Jeremy Renner's, great grandson would have his life depending on me pressing a button.
He also gives you some advice, I think, if you, Yep, he'll tell you where to go.
There's an override somewhere. Okay. Ooh, there's a...
Jeffrey's tubes.
There we go. Alright. That will not open. Oh! That sound effect is also in Outcast. Doesn't surprise me that Raven reused a bunch. I will say, though, I am so glad that this game doesn't have jumping.
It does have jumping.
It does? Because I haven't been able to jump so far.
Have you bound jump to space?
Oh, it's X! Oh. Okay, power override.
Trust me, you're gonna need that at some point.
Okay, good to know. Well, see, if I was actually doing, like, the rebinding, I'd be doing all kinds of weird stuff. Like, shift for me is aim down sights. Right-click is use. Like...
Oh, you're disgusting. Oh! Oh!
It works better on my keyboard. I use a writing keyboard, and shift is actually and alt are so close together that I can actually use alt for, my sick disturbingness. Okay.
Pick up on this, folks. This is wrong.
Well, there you go, everybody. Now you're judging. There's your judging.
Yeah, I'm judging you on that one. are you backtracking?
I didn't realize I was. I am hitting it. I am hitting it, Shell.
I thought you were backtracking. You're not. Oh, apparently they just reused an area and I didn't notice it until now. Wow.
Okay. Now I just need to...
Yeah, the game I think of immediately before this, which allowed you to walk around a Federation starship at one point, was Star Trek Generations, which I almost tried to get you to play as the second game.
I do recall us discussing that one, and I am still curious, but yeah, it's... I figured Elite Force might be more stream-friendly.
It's easy to get running.
Yeah, well, get running, yes. Get running and cooperating with OBS, as we learned. That's a whole other ballgame.
It worked, in the end, demonstrably.
Yes, but you know, as Linkin Park teaches us, in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Okay, now I'm definitely judging it. It doesn't even matter.
I would just like to let the record stand that just, you know, I will not be ashamed of a Linkin Park reference, especially because my best friend is a big fan of their stuff in 9 Inch Nails, and she will stand them both like hell.
I have absolutely no objection to 9 Inch Nails. I don't really object to Linkin Park. It's just a bit of a meme at this point.
Oh, I know, and like I get it. I've made the jokes too. It is, they are so perfect for that. Ooh, cutscene. Hey, you broke that door, random ensign. We all saw that explosion. He did it.
I know there's a thing coming up now, and I'm just dreading what's going to happen when you try to complete this bit.
Decoupled dilithium matrix. I actually recognize some of those words. Oh yeah, I remember them saying you got a transporter buffer thing to explain all your equipment and all that.
It was a really nice touch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's
like, that actually makes sense. Well, carrying a remote transporter around with you would be a bit impractical, but the actual idea of having a little transporter buffer rather than a full-on bag of holding makes at least some sense. This is really making me want to work on my tabletop again. God damn it.
Okay. Shut down the power first. Where's the power? Okay.
I'll give you a hint. Console will flash.
Okay. Console flashed. Okay, I pressed the flashing console. Console flashed. Oh no. This is going to end poorly. These are the only two consoles.
On the upper deck.
You see this? There's 10 seconds left.
There are 2 decks. The ladder's around the warp core.
Okay, I solved it. Flawless victory.
Well done.
To explain that, Soup, Vi and I actually met through Yachts on a stream, but yeah, we both are, you know, we've game mastered role-playing stuff, and as I think has been made very clear by this stream, are both immense nerds, and things have grown from there.
Steaming piles of nerdery.
Alright, so everything's saved. Okay, so I can walk back out. Oh, I have to hit... Go to the loading dock.
I do like that they actually have key minor characters from the series actually appear. For instance, they had Ensign Vorik in the engineering there.
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot of work into making sure they put characters from the series, even minor ones, into the game.
Oh, hey, I know this doctor guy. If not for this, but actually because of, he's also in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. The actor, he gets a brief appearance in it. It doesn't end well for him.
Oh dear.
I do actually recommend Black Ops 3 for the record. Like, I can say this as someone as... Even if you, like, could care less about Call of Duty, Black Ops 3 is a trip. There's an entire level set inside a woman's dying mind. And it's by a cyberlink. Like, it's probably the closest I can think of to someone trying to apply John Scalzi's kind of sci-fi stuff to Call of Duty.
It's going into a woman's dying mind. Isn't Black Ops 3 modern world?
Hold on. Let me just stop the comment for a second there. Ooh, the sound effect's looping. Okay, there. Basically, Black Ops 1, Cold War. Black Ops 2, about a decade on from where we are currently. Black Ops 3, it's Deus Ex Human Revolution, basically. Like, you have cyber arms. It is like the nerdiest Call of Duty in the best way possible. There are progression trees and unlocks. There's a lobby area with additional story. There's an interactive computer with a web browser with additional lore you can dig up. Like, it is by far...
They did a shit job of advertising that, because I would have played it if I'd known it had that.
I know! And everyone comes away from it being like, this story is so confusing. That's because there's a lot of different layers to it. They literally leave it up to interpretation as to, was it all a dream? Was this... did a really good thing happen? Did you just become the living singularity at the end there? And also, coincidentally, like this game, your romance interest is bi. Whether you are a man or a woman, she's interested in you. All of that in a Call of Duty game, and there's co-op and it even in the set pieces. Like, you can have someone in the air manning that helicopter covering you. It's insane.
Fully explain for anybody who isn't familiar with this game, there is actually a romance plot that you can pursue, where your character, male or female, actually develops a relationship with another member of your team. And this came out in 2001. Now, admittedly, the character in question is female, so it's not quite as surprising as it might have been. But it's still, that's quite a progressive choice for a game of this era.
Yeah, like, the closest other equivalent you could have potentially gotten would be Fear Effect. And, like, who else besides, like, a handful of people even remembers Fear Effect at this point? Ooh! I don't know what this is, but I like it.
Ah, you've just got the scavenger rifle, haven't you?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I like this gun. The shaders are freaking out like no tomorrow, though, on the textures.
Yeah, this particular area has that issue. Now, this weapon doesn't use your standard weapon energy. This actually uses the alien energy. Alien weapon energy. Which you replenish via different materials to the Federation one. So as you're going around, you'll find things like crystals and stuff that you can pick up to charge these up.
Gotcha.
And you will, in fact, actually get even better guns further on. Do you want a spoiler?
Sure.
Minigun.
Yeah, now you're talking my language. Talking my language. I can words. I sound like an enlightened member of Starfleet today. Get a move on.
Don't forget to follow the...
Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming, Space Luke Cage. Oh wait, those are friendlies. It's a little hard to tell at this distance.
Your cursor will go blue over friendlies, just for reference. Not blue, green. There.
I mean, technically you were half right. It is partially blue.
screen. Also, the area you're currently fighting in, that's actually Seven's cargo bay.
And now no one can hear anything except for this cutscene again.
Oh no.
Okay, it stopped. Okay.
But yeah, I was just saying, you were in a specific part of the ship. You were in Seven's cargo bay.
Ah.
You saw the alcoves on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Those are Borg alcoves.
Hmm. I don't know much about 7 of 9. All I know is about the infamous interview where they asked about, you know, her costume that they reference in Galaxy Quest. And I know about the 6 of 9 pun episode title. That's about all I know, sadly.
If you ever plan on watching Voyager, I don't want to spoil it, but suffice it to say, she's a bit different to other members of the crew.
I have heard that. I think you actually even mentioned a little bit about that, like there was some stuff going on there.
I love how the lips animations in this are textures.
Honestly, I always prefer this to when they try to fake the lips, because that's what they do in J Outcast, is they try to actually have them move.
Yeah.
It does not look good.
No. They did the same trick in Bridge Commander. There it didn't come out anywhere near as effective as this, despite the fact they actually put more effort into it. There they actually had different mouth shapes for different intonations.
Hmm. That's what I'm reminded. I finally know what this is reminding me of, like in terms of the graphics. Have you ever played Nocturne?
No, I never got around to that one.
Remind me at some point, and yeah, I need to pass that along to you. Sadly, it's been delisted for over 2 decades now. But
Decades?
yeah, it was. Believe it or not, it technically is set in the Blair Witch universe and also Blood Rain, all at the same time.
Wait, but,
Yeah, yes, Blood Rain is canonical to Blair Witch because of a tie-in game that was actually canon to the first movie. This is a thing that exists.
How did those two?
Oh, it's such a it's beautifully insane. But basically, it's like imagine Resident Evil, but you actually have proper mouse aim, and there's more of an adventure game emphasis on top of that.
I need to play this now. That actually sounds decent.
It is, and the amazing thing is the Blair Witch one, Rustin Parr, actually has you playing as a female protagonist the entire way through, who was a side character in the first Nocturne game.
Fair enough.
Which was kind of unheard of at the time. Plus, and I know we're talking over all of this mission briefing they're giving us, so I'm gonna have no idea what we're doing next.
It will explain on the ship itself, don't worry.
Okay, visit the
Though I
equipment.
will say, prepare for screaming.
Oh my. Good screaming or bad screaming?
You'll know.
That sounds like bad screaming.
Let's just say that I wish this level had more variety in its noises. Oh, by the way, you can actually talk to your crew members and stuff in this area.
I
Just
almost
go around and chat.
I almost stuffed myself in my own locker.
Nobody bullies me, I bully myself.
I do like this game and I do want to play more of it, but I'm just terrified of what all would happen.
I will say there are also mods out there for this one, although a lot of the websites are disappearing these days because old. There are actually some mods out around. There was a great one called Colony 7 back in the day, which had its own storyline and stuff. And there's also a complete recreation of a Federation starbase, which somebody made, set in the original series era. Complete with ships in orbit, shuttles, and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, that's the one thing I will always give Raven Software credit for, is that they were super pro mods. Like, and it was always great that they would do that.
So what are your current objectives?
Visit the equipment room and pick up your weapons for the mission. And then go to the transporter room. So that's the transporter. Okay. Ah! This new sniper mod on the phaser rifle.
Oh, you'll love the noise this makes then.
Alright, let's see here. But, you know, I do really love this era of PC gaming, as chunky as it is, because, like, you really had to make the aesthetic come through instead of just being like, and this is the $5 bajillion Naughty Dog spent so that every time someone sniffles, it looks realistic.
Also, they did so many weird tricks to make things work, like the textured mouths rather than having a model move.
Oh, yeah.
And they did some weird stuff with the shaders in this one for doing metallic textures and stuff. Although I forget what it was they did, but there was something weird they did with them.
Initiating program.
Oh, so I can actually go. Wait. Oh my gosh! I'm actually in the holiday. Oh, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so here for this part.
Every time you get a new Federation weapon, or I think it's every time you get a new weapon, you get an opportunity to test it out on holiday.
Oh, this is good. This is nice, and gosh, it looks like I'm running around in a level from like Blood.
Mm-hmm. Also, there were mods so that you could play with the guns these guys have. So you go around with the 6-shooter.
That's kind of extra beautiful considering the first ever shooter LucasArts made was actually not like a Star Wars one, but a Wild West one, so that means years after LucasArts had given up on ever making an Outlaws sequel, here's a Star Trek game carrying the torch. That's kind of beautiful.
Don't forget to use the alt fire as well, because I think you'll enjoy what the alt fire does.
Let me see what the button for the alt fire is.
For most people, it's right click.
Uh,
But you...
no. Actually, the key default binding is Alt.
But yeah, every weapon has an alt fire.
Oh!
This is back in the days when alt fire was a different weapon, basically.
They stole that, for the record. For Jedi Outcast, the Disruptor Rifle does that exact same disintegration thing.
Yeah. Don't forget to try your other weapons as well, because they all have different special attacks. Including the Scavenger Rifle.
Yeah, I just saw that. There's the ammunition crystal. Yep.
But even your normal hand phaser, that has an alt fire, which vaporizes people, as you just saw.
Okay. Yep, okay. It also is not lost on me that every single one of these cowboys actually looks exactly like Han Solo.
I haven't noticed that, but yes, it kind of does.
It's like, yeah, there's somebody out there who was very pleased by that fact. Okay, now, where was that transporter room? This is not the transporter room.
If I remember.
There's...
It's been a while since I played this.
I just noticed there was a map on the wall this whole time.
There's a map on every deck, by the way, as well.
Yep.
A Voyager.
Okay. So, is Murphy the... Or Telsia Murphy?
Yes.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Oh god, you just walked up onto the transporter while somebody else was transporting.
And...
Oh no!
This is fine. The pill bug of ear assault.
Oh yeah, I'll wait until it finishes.
It's okay. It's done. It's done.
When you stand in the very middle pad, that's the cargo transporter part.
I actually took damage from stepping on the transporter. I just realized. I just had to refill my health. I haven't even started this level, and I already took like half my damage.
By the way, don't shoot everything in this level. I'll just tell you that now, because reasons.
Okay.
Most parts it won't matter. There is one place where you can soft lock yourself, if I remember rightly.
Now that sounds like Raven software that I know.
We've tapped into a data terminal here.
You do have to really try, to be fair.
So we're in Zen.
Kind of, yes. Don't worry, the screaming will start soon.
Oh.
And then you too will know the pain.
Just in time for us to wrap up this section. Because we're very...
He doesn't get to suffer with the rest of us. But yeah, the enemies on this level scream.
Oh, this isn't actually too bad. Okay, Jason, get your drink ready, because I just I'm gonna say, because like after playing Dead Space and everything snarling at me for the last couple of days, it's like, yeah, this is actually not too bad for me. Because I don't know if you've ever played, but there literally is an enemy that's basically the CEC is the opposite of the Federation, basically. Like, they literally grow like little vat baby things so that they can make spare parts. And when the necromorphs find them, they turn them into little screeching banshee things with tentacles coming out of their backs that shoot you.
Yep, I remember them. They were a delight.
They're fun to play as in multiplayer in Dead Space 2, I can say that.
You can play them in... Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's multiplayer in Dead Space 2 that was PvP. It's basically Left 4 Dead versus, but with a little bit of Counter-Strike. It's tons of fun. It legitimately was something that people enjoyed, but for some reason they just stopped supporting it, even though people were playing it regularly. Like when they re-released it for free with Games with Gold, instantly servers filled back up. Everybody was having a blast again, and then they just stopped again. It's so weird.
I mean, it's EA, so...
Yeah. Oh, okay. Walk through the genital door. Gotcha. I don't like that those floors have holes in them. I don't trust that. Oh dear, and now this is turning into Prey 2006.
I actually ended up streaming that recently.
It's so good, right? Like, horribly bleak, but so good.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't even say it's horribly bleak. I would definitely say it's bleak, but you do have the option to have a good ending. It's sad, but it's good. It's just a shame they never continued through on it.
Well, I mean, they did. It's finished, sitting somewhere in Bethesda's offices.
Well, yeah, that's true. But we're never going to see it.
No, because we had to give the name to someone else for some reason, and just, oh my goodness.
You know what they should have called Prey 2017?
System Shock 3?
Imposter.
That actually would have worked really well. Like, that captures so many of the themes as well. Yeah, that would have worked. Ah! Ow! You know, they might not mind the screaming, but I do hate how fast these things move. I'm reminded of, like, the... the jackal things, the skags from Borderlands. Like, those things that would constantly be nipping at your heels.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, it's an enemy that isn't fun to fight and is constantly pissing me off. Yep, this tracks.
I'll just let you know now. This is the entire level.
Oh, so it's just, you know, the midsection of Crisis. Oh, boy. Oh, you can climb up this. Okay.
liked Crisis until the aliens turn up, at which point it's just like, all the enemies are bullet sponges. Why?
They kind of rebalanced it a little bit when they made it for like Xbox 360 and PS3. That's how I ended up finally playing it, because it's just like, oh, this is free and it's on my Xbox. Let's give it a whirl. And it's like, hey, this isn't nearly as terrible as I was fearing. But yeah, I still. The one thing I'll say is I at least appreciated the aliens felt alien, whereas in Crisis 2, they're just Master Chief, but a bad guy.
Yeah. The aliens in Crisis 1 definitely got down the whole alienating factor very well. Some of them did it in 2, but mostly no.
Yeah, no, it wasn't until 3 that they really found a good balance again.
But by that point, I just lost interest because 2 was so disappointing.
Yeah, I'm really glad I played 3 first. It came with the Xbox 360 I bought through eBay, so it was like I missed 2, and then I finally got to play through 2, and I'm like, why? Why was this the one that every reviewer seemed to really like? I have questions and concerns.
I loved the early parts of Crisis. I really wish they'd doubled down and actually made that a slightly in the future shooter. Oh, we're past the hour.
Oh dear. Alright, well, I will wrap up in just a minute here. I'm currently being shot at by mushrooms.
Ah, yes, the mushrooms. They can be shot.
Yep, whoa! And, alright, one more cutscene. That walking animation is priceless.
Yeah, they're not great. To be fair, 2001.
Yeah, oh yeah, no question.
But yeah, the walking animations are not the strong point of this game. Indeed, the animations in general are not the strong point of this game.
The voice acting... No, I was gonna say the voice acting is like the right level of campy, though. Like, I feel like it's just campy enough that you can actually find it endearing, as opposed to, oh gosh, where did they find you in an alleyway?
Yeah. Apparently they actually made a graphic novel of this.
I mean, it makes sense. There's a surprising amount of novelizations and graphic novels for games and everything. So, I can definitely believe that. Alright, as soon as this cutscene wraps, we will take a quick breather. But, alright, so save that, because I do want to come back to this, because I am very curious.
I definitely recommend giving it a go at some point, because it is actually quite a good game.
Oh yeah, it seems. Sorry?
It's much beloved by Trek fans, particularly since this was during something of a renaissance of Star Trek games. Because this was at a time where you had Activision publishing actually good Star Trek games.
Which is a miracle in of itself. Activision actually publishing a licensed tie-in game that isn't garbage.
I know, right?
Like,
and also Star Trek, because Star Trek has not had a good reputation when it comes to games.
No.
It's had some... Oh, it's had some stinkers.
Yeah, and even like I told you about me playing the 2013 one, and even though I found parts of it I liked, I still had the glitch where it would freeze everything up and break the controller, and I had to reset my entire console just to get it working again. And that's by the people who made Warframe!
I streamed that for charity. I need to stop.
I will say this: I liked how how like your tricorder and phaser had multiple uses. I really liked that part.
You'll like that in not Mass Effect. You'll like that in Elite Force 2 then, because that was a nice addition, having the tricorder be more useful.
Okay, because yeah, that's it.
You can actually
go ahead.
You can actually get a tricorder in the Virtual Voyager mode.
Okay. Interesting. Yes.
But in Elite Force 2, you actually use it for scanning things and stuff, so it's actually useful.
And in playing all this and talking with you, it does make you realize I do think I know of specifically one Star Wars game that you might like that is from exactly around this time period. Have you ever heard of Mysteries of the Sith?
The name I've heard of. Never looked into it because Star Wars game.
It's not a story the mouse would tell you. And on that note, we will be right back with a brand new sci-fi experience that I'll say, not new, but not even Star Trek. It's completely original. But don't worry, there are FMV cutscenes. We'll be right back after this quick break. back with a really loud opening cutscene. Oh my word! I am very sorry. You may want to just turn down your volume for a minute because I have no control right now. Oh wait, I can try and turn.
OMS burned to stabilize orbit. ADIs are calibrated for 320 kilometers.
If I turn my volume setting down to 2, the cutscene is not blasting everyone's ears.
Looks like a textbook approach so far.
Some very weird audio settings.
Alright, now let me see if I can boost your volume a bit to compensate. Okay, can you say something quick?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes. You're going to sound a little bit blared because Discord is having to pump you up to about 180%. But now we have audio balancing.
What have you got, Tran?
Excellent. So this was a game I had as a kid again. Got second hand, where I was like,
Jericho thinks so. They
started maybe
the
12 or
countdown for the
13.
launch of the planetary lander. The crew
And I had a devil of a time getting it to run.
Prepped for launch.
What the hell is that?
Sensors are picking up a contact coming from the other side of Persephone.
The one thing that threw me when I got this finally
at
working was,
100 gravities.
why is O.J. Simpson
We have another
captaining a
contact.
ship?
UN battle drones. Sound general
Because
reports.
I know that's not him, and I mean no offense to the actor, because he's doing a genuinely solid job, but that was my first response when doing this up.
Probable
You know
identification.
there is,
United
right?
Nations Autonomous Strike.
I don't actually know what the oh, dang it! I alt-tabbed, and it skipped the intro cutscene.
Emergency
Restart it.
decompression
It's
alert.
essential.
Pressure
Yeah,
is
I'm
not
restarting. Oh, we are
essential.
restarting. I'm going to have to
But
restart
that,
the whole...
that actor is actually Michael Dorn.
Emergency decompression alert. Pressure is
That's
dropping rapidly
Worf.
on deck 2.
That's Worf from Star Trek.
Ah! Yeah, I did not know that. Okay, hold on, everybody. I have to restart it real quick to get the intro. Alright, let's do that again. Because, yeah, this is a surprisingly long intro.
But it does give you a lot of information. And I will say, listen to the damage reports.
Yep.
Oh, also, when you get the opportunity, now presenting Star Trek Elite Force is on screen.
Oh! Dang it, I forgot to change that. Alright. Now presenting Mission Critical.
Lexington now entering.
So this game came, I believe, originally as 5 discs.
Wow, that's like up there with,
Stabilize orbit.
what was it? The Tia Carrera one. I know my dad has it. It's like the Pandora Initiative or something
Jericho
like
is
that.
5,000 meters behind
I
Lexington.
can't remember where it was, but all I know is Tia Carrera was, starring in it.
It was a big-ass game.
FMV was
It's a big-ass game.
lot.
Oh yeah. This is a big-ass game that actually has, attention to detail paid to the sci-fi stuff. For instance, you'll notice the ship has its deck stacked along the line of the
What
ship,
have you got,
not
Tran?
Surface
horizontally.
scanners have picked up a hard echo from a point 80 kilometers north.
So
of the
gravity is
Rift Valley
generated by the
sector.
drive.
Is it Pandora?
Jericho thinks so. They started the countdown for the launch of the planetary lander. The crew is on board, and the lander's been prepped for launch.
I think this is the first time I've ever
What the hell is that?
seen
Sensors are picking up a contact
Dorn
coming from the
not
other side of
in Worf
Persephone. It's
cosmetics.
accelerating at 100 gravities.
It is pretty rare
have
to see
another
him outside of
contact.
it. He does do other stuff,
battle
it's just you
drones.
don't see it very often.
Sound general quarters.
Make that 4 contacts. Probable identification, United Nations Autonomous Strike Craft.
Plus, of course, he's a fair
Galley
bit younger there.
The
Wait, so
drones
the
will be in range of the
antagonists are the
Lexington
United
in
Nations?
110 seconds.
Yes!
Communications. Give me the
It's
Jericho CO on
interesting.
audio. Tran, what do we have in the air?
We have 9 drones out front in a standard screen. All are now changing course to intercept.
The backstory to this is actually quite complicated and does
multiple
actually
contacts.
get explanation
10,
in-game as well.
11.
So you can actually figure
I
out
don't
why
think that's
things
12
are as they are.
drones.
We need room. Take us out of orbit.
But
Give
there's
me
actually a
1
good
G of
reason
acceleration
why
on
the
a
United
vector
Nations
130
are the
degrees Mark
antagonists.
30.
They have good
Power up
reasons
the
for why
railguns
they
and pulse
are as they
cannons.
are.
If any of the drones make it through our screen,
get you. It's kind
begin
of,
EC them when they get within 10,000 meters.
Yes, sir. Course 130 by 30, acceleration
almost
1G.
a Hellgas
Captain Kane
situation
standing
where
by,
at
sir.
first you're
Steven,
just
what's
scratching
going
your
on?
head, but the
Captain,
second you actually
we're
dig
under
into
attack
the
by
lore, it's
UN
like,
battle drones. Abort the
You know
landing
what? Fair
countdown
enough.
and secure the ship. Close up within 1,000 meters of the Lexington. We'll cover
Also,
with our
you see that
close-in
display
combat
that they've got on
All
at the
9
moment
fleet
displaying the
defense
enemy
drones are
ships and the friendly
accelerating for
ships.
intercept.
Sir,
Yeah,
telemetry
you'll
is
see
coming in
that
from all
later.
drones.
You'll play that
There's
later.
Mama. Looks like a Geneva-class heavy cruiser.
You actually get to do space combat in this
On the
game.
scene. Like hell. They've been waiting for us.
So those aren't just random computer-generated stuff. That is actually done in-game.
The attacking drones have
actually
engaged and
trying to
destroyed my
tutorialize
defense units.
things in
There
the
are 5
cutscene.
surviving UN drones.
Yep.
All are now decelerating and will be in range within
Sorry if you can hear the
Captain
noise. I'm making
McCain,
myself another cup of tea.
13,
Order
12,
stand by.
11,
And they actually have a pretty realistic presentation of how these drones would work.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Here they come.
1.
Incoming drones in R6.
But yeah, for a game of this era, they did a lot of work on this, and it just sank without a trace. It's such a shame. So the universe they built up for it was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, if I got $1 for every time I found a game like that.
Sadly true.
I mean, it's still.
Was it?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was actually streaming a game like that recently, Nexus the Jupiter Incident.
I've actually
Until I got up to
heard
the-
of that one.
UN vessel.
I got up to the stealth
is
mission, at
Captain
which point I was
Stephen
just
Vie
like,
Ventar,
you know
USS
what?
Lexington.
I have better things to do with my life.
I am prepared to offer complete
Very fair.
and unconditional surrender. I wish to evacuate my
On one
crew and that
condition,
of the
though.
science vessel Jericho using intership shuttles. We are to be taken aboard your vessel and treated as prisoners of war under the Geneva Convention.
Also,
Please.
the captain's
call off
solution
the
to this
attack.
problem is brilliant.
This is Commander
Also,
Garrick
dear
of
God.
UNS Dharma. Your surrender is accepted. Deactivate your weapon systems and power down. You have 20 minutes to abandon ship. Garrick out.
Understood. Lexington out. Clear the bridge and prepare to abandon ship.
Deliberately framed that shot to
Tran.
give him a crotch bulge. Or was that just an accident?
Sir,
I mean, I'm not complaining, but
He
it's
set
just a
his
little bit.
phaser
Are
to
you out
stun
of your
it.
mind? We can't surrender. That's not even an option during a normal TAC-op. I should relieve you of command. We can still take out the Jericho ourselves with a ship-to-ship missile and then put the Lexington on self-destruct. We can't let those UN bastards get their hands on anything or anybody that will give away this mission.
They won't, Tran.
Oh, the hell they won't. You're just about handing it to them. I mean, you even want to evacuate
Apparently, we're a
the
bit
crew. I can't
quiet
believe this.
compared
Why
to
did
the
we even bother
cutscene, but
fighting back?
unfortunately, he can't fix that combo because it will cause problems.
If you're
Sorry.
finished, Commander,
Just give him a few
I don't
minutes
have
to
any
get to the
intention
end
of
of the
turning the
cutscene.
Lexington or the Jericho
There is actually a
over to
second
Garrick.
cutscene after this, which is just an intro sequence. You can skip that.
Okay.
There's very little time. You are to take Randall down to the weapons bay and pull a 500 kiloton.
I swear they should have done it
warhead
the other
off
way
of a
around.
ship-to-ship
They should have
missile.
put the intro sequence and
Use
then
the
the
attack
actual
console to arm
starting
the
video,
thing.
but
Set the warhead to
The
detonate
90s.
based on proximity, and cancel out the mass of the Lexington and the intership shuttle. Now stow the damn thing in a compartment on the
do you know
shuttle.
when this game first came out?
When that's done, go and complete your final log entry and return to the shuttle bay. Do you understand me now, Tran? I'm going to sound the call to abandon ship. The crews of the Lexington and Jericho will use intership shuttles to transfer over to the Dharma.
The bomb will go off when the shuttle is pulled into the Dharma's docking bay.
And vaporize Garrick in that goddamn ship.
Everybody in both crews will be dead.
Wow.
All but one. When the Dharma runs a scan of the two shuttles, most everybody has to be accounted for. I think we can get away with one missing body. I intend to leave one person on board the Lexington, unconscious. It will be up to him to complete the mission. We're all dead anyway. At least we're gonna go together, Tran.
This is a hell of a start.
I understand, Captain.
Very well. I'll meet you in the shuttle bay in 15 minutes.
Aye, aye, sir.
Yeah, I will give them this. Like, for an FMV cutscene game, they're trying to actually act.
Tran has taken care of loading the thermonuclear warhead on the shuttle.
I mean, it's not
I've
up
given the
there
order to
with
abandon ship.
Oscar-winning performances, but it's
Crewman I've selected is
really
unconscious
good
on
for a
deck
game
two.
of
God willing,
1995.
you'll be able to patch this ship together, transfer the planetary lander from the Jericho, and finish this mission.
Abandoned ship.
But you caught what his plan is.
All hands report to the shuttle
Yeah,
bay for
suicide
evacuation.
bomb.
Yep. With his
Computer.
entire crew.
Yep.
In Captain's log entry. Open AV data store Melissa 4.
My face rig is acting up.
Record personal message. Audio only. Encryption Delta. To be decoded only on access by Melissa Dana.
Oh my goodness, they really are just going.
The war took your mother soon after you were born. Now the war has taken me. I'm truly sorry that you must grow up with holograms as your only real memories of us. You're so beautiful, Melissa. Just like your mother. Please, try not to be bitter. One of the reasons that we're gone is so that you'll have a chance to live in the only way we believe is right. Keep us with you always. I love you. Computer. End message.
Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship. All hands report to the shuttle bay for evacuation.
Lexington shuttle to Dharma. We are now leaving the Lexington.
Dharma to Lexington shuttle. We detect
Like, I mean,
one
this
human
is getting to
life sign aboard the
Kojima levels
Lexington.
of length for a
Explain or
cutscene,
be
but it is at
destroyed.
least earning.
Lexington shuttle here.
To be
Your
fair,
deadline
this is
gave
the
us no
only
time to
major
search the ship
cutscene,
for
apart from a
casualties.
few minor things.
Subject may be
And this is by
unconscious.
far the longest.
Unfortunate. Do not attempt to turn back. Your approach to the Dharma is cleared. Garrick out.
Legend Entertainment Company. This is the intro, I take it?
Yeah. Feel free to skip.
Whoa! Skip, not just minimize the window. There we go.
Skip, not minimize them.
Yeah, it's just spontaneously minimized, and I'm like, no. Remember the captain coming up behind you as you were heading for the elevator to abandon ship? You felt a sting from a hypo. The captain eased you down to the deck. He wished you luck, and then the world went dark.
Emergency decompression alert.
You
Pressure is
regain
dropping
consciousness.
rapidly on deck 2.
I'm gonna put consciousness in my inventory.
Check your inventory, see what we got there.
Captain's note. It's up to you now. Tran has recorded a briefing on the ship's condition and your immediate objectives. The main computer is down, but you can access the briefing through the ward room ACN. Also, you may need access to some of the crew stations on decks 2 and 3 because staterooms are protected by the privacy laws. You'll need VIS override codes to get inside. You'll find a crew manifest with what I think are the important codes in my stateroom. My VIS override code is... am I supposed to write that down? Because I do not have anything to write that down with.
You need to write it down, but you need to remember which one is which, so write it down.
I don't have anything to write it down with. Oh, hold on. I have to...
I'll write it down for you.
No, I'm opening Google Drive.
I was doing Riven earlier today, so I've got a whole bunch of notes from that.
Oh, I know I don't have the patience for a missed game. I think they look gorgeous and beautiful, but I know that part of my brain was... That was literally my childhood. My childhood is when I would play things like Myst and Europa Universalis. The older I get, the more my instinct is to shoot the Borg first.
Oh boy.
No, I did not tell you. I just was all tabbing back. Why can't I... Yes, I want to read. Now I'm getting some odd behavior from the game.
Your mouse is double clicking, I think.
Yeah, it says... DOSBox does not like me having to alt-tab for things. Did you write it down, perchance? Because, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to...
3x5.
Okay. There we go. Now it's behaving properly again. Okay.
When you get to a stateroom, you'll have the option to input a code, but you have to input the right code. You can just go through the list that you have available and click them all, but you'll find it. But it's easier to go with the writing down method. I highly recommend you go to the computer system before trying anything else.
Okay, I'm in the central corridor. I'm trying to figure out what the computer room is.
It's in the corridor.
Okay. Look at the compartment door.
Don't forget, there is an emergency situation going on.
I am very keenly aware. I can hear the air leaving. That's storage. Okay. That looks like a computer room. State-of-the-art
Computer is in the hallway.
Oh, it's in the hallway. It's actually... Okay, computer... Turn right. That is an elevator. Okay. Everything looks so the same.
Unfortunately, that is the nature of the hallways in this game.
This is fine.
This stateroom is protected by the...
Yep, stateroom.
This state...
You get to go the opposite end to where the staterooms are as well. At the moment, you've only gone down one way. So go past the elevator.
Oh, okay. Now I understand it. Let me head back.
Emergency decompression alert.
I hear it, computer. I can hear the oxygen that I need, and it is leaving me like a jilted ex-wife.
I think you've got like 5 minutes to do this, so...
I have how many minutes?
About 5.
Oh, that's good.
Computer?
The main computer is down. Voice access to Deck 2 local systems only.
What the hell is going on? Give me a status report.
Contact with the main computer system was lost at 22:31:22. Autonomic ship functions have been delegated to local nodes. At 22:45:07, internal sensors detected an impact and subsequent decompression in Deck 2, Stateroom 2 Bravo. A warning was issued to all personnel to evacuate Deck 2. At 22:50:10, all of Deck 2 was placed under damage control condition Zebra.
Zebra?
You get to that end of the alphabet, it's normally not a good thing.
What caused the impact?
Unknown. The initial pressure loss was immediate and catastrophic, but was localized to one stateroom. The DCS...
What is the DCS knowledge base?
All decks are equipped with a local expert system known as the Damage Control System Knowledge.
Why impose condition Zebra for a loss of pressure in just one stateroom?
The
pressure loss was contained in airtight fit. Cannot withstand the pressure differential. How do I fix the damage? Yes.
How do I fix the damage?
Emergency hull patch kits can be found in the compartments directly over the general-purpose computer terminals installed in the common areas of each deck.
What will it take to secure from condition Zebra?
Hull integrity must...
What is the status of life support for this deck?
Atmosphere replenishment for Deck 2 has been...
Making me want to replay this one again.
I'm done.
Access...
Okay, how do I look... Ah, there we go. Yes, open the cabinet.
Emergency decompression alert. Pressure is dropping rapidly on Deck 2.
Alright, so I have the kit. Now, which of you doors is making all the air go out? Is the noise going to get louder if I get closer to the right one?
I remember it does, but there's only 4 doors, so it shouldn't take too long to check. I can just tell you which one it is if you want a shortcut.
This door seems so slightly concave. Is that the one?
This state room.
I don't forget there's a delay on seeing your video, so I don't necessarily know which one you're pointing at.
It seems to be from the central hall. It's the second one in.
That sounds familiar. Okay. But don't forget, you also need to get the override codes from the captain's thing.
Yes.
So you need to go get the captain's note to get the VIS code.
But I have the captain's note, so I have the VIS code.
For his one, you need the one for that door.
Ah. Okay.
So you need to go to the captain's quarters, which are up the opposite end.
Okay, up the opposite end, captain's quarters.
If I remember rightly. I might be misremembering that.
This stateroom is protected.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the door which it says is slightly concave should be the correct one, but it's been a while since I've played this.
Okay, how do I tell it?
Pressure is dropping
how do
rapidly
I
on deck 2.
Speak the code to the door?
If you have the right door, it will have the codes available. You need to get the codes from the captain's quarters.
Alright, I got it. I'm in here. Personal files. Why would I want to kill someone for touching a paper? Why do I want to murder things with a paperweight?
Some of the descriptions of this game's for random items can be funny.
Computer?
The main computer is down. Voice access.
I'm done.
Access.
I think it's in the drawer of his cupboard. Not his cupboard, his desk.
None of it is in the drawer. Okay, let's try these. No, not look at. Open. No, I did not say close. Okay. Cabinet. I think this is my room.
That would make sense, because I'm pretty sure the captain's is up the opposite end from the staterooms.
Oh, I thought you just meant on the other end of the hallway from where the noise was. Okay.
No.
I misunderstood. Okay. Well, that's a
Looks like I'm wrong about the 5 minutes, by the way, so I think you're okay for another 5 minutes or so.
This stateroom is protected by the privacy laws.
Okay, there we go.
Access granted.
Alright. We are in the captain's room. He has lovely flowers.
Emergency decompression
I can take
alert.
the vase.
Pressure
I cannot take the vase. The desk drawer is empty. Crew manifest.
Crew manifest is the one you want.
Okay, I would like to...
U.S.
I would like to take the crew manifest. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Okay. So, it looks like Olivar is the one we want. Olivar or Narang. So, it's either B or TX. Okay.
B29X, I believe.
Okay.
This stateroom.
And that's trans.
This is where he collapses to the floor of oxygen exhaustion. Which, by the way, does happen, actually. Did you open the kit before and read the instructions?
I didn't open the kit. I guessed it! I guessed it!
Emergency decompression. Pressure is dropping rapidly on deck.
And hey, look, there's instructions.
There we go. By the way, that's not a permanent seal. You still need to seal it.
Molecular. Okay, patch. Oh, right, the glue goes on the patch. Okay, now it looks like a golden egg. I am great at being a Starfleet officer.
Well done.
I gotta ask, how painful is this? I need to know.
It's... I mean, I played this when I was 13, and I got this, so... It's fine.
I'm gonna stay.
It's fine.
I gotta just mark my save progress as I haven't died yet.
I mean, you didn't die before... you didn't die of running out of oxygen, which is better than some folks.
Yes. Now, the thing is, you told me that there are scarier things.
Well, I did warn you there is the terrible section, which you can get through without any problem, or it will kill you.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to adjust the voice settings so that I can turn the audio back up, and I'm going to adjust your audio balancing too, so we're going to bring you back down to 100%.
Let me know if you need me to do voice.
Alright. Okay. Let's see here. Say something.
I am now speaking. Does this give you a decent balance of audio?
Ooh, I actually need to turn it down a little bit more. Okay.
How is it now?
Now it's sounding pretty darn good. Chat, I hope it's all proven well on your end, but okay.
Let us know if this is not working for you guys.
Yes. Okay, so... Actually, I can hear the spaceship better now that I can actually have things balanced too.
There are other problems on the ship. I'll just warn you now. Do you remember the damage report you got while they...
I do remember them saying something about that, yes. Yeah, there is one glitch with this game that I've now learned is very much a thing. When you Alt-Tab, it does not like it, and you kind of have to give it a minute to catch up.
The pressure on Deck 2 has stabilized. Deck 2 has been secured from damage control
moving is fine, but
conditions
rotating
Zebra.
is painfully disorientating in this game, says VidKid. It can be. Unfortunately, that's a limitation of this type of movement system.
I mean, it could still be worse. There was that one game that tried to be like Resident Evil crossed with this. Siberian or something like that. Not Siberia the puzzle game. There was this other one that came out for like PS1 and a couple other things, and it looks so bad. It makes this look like actual Mass Effect by comparison.
Was it spelled with an S or a Y? Or a C?
I think with a C. There are a lot of jokes for all kinds of things, aren't there? Okay, what happens if I read the book? Treaty on terraforming Mars, okay.
Computer?
The main computer...
Any change in status?
The pressure on Deck 2 has stabilized. Deck 2 has been secured from damage control condition Zebra.
Siberia?
I'm done.
Yeah, it might have been, yeah. I'm trying to think. 'Cause
1994.
Like, yeah, it's as old as me.
Oh god, we got a sequel.
Yep. And it's not even like, you know, the best kind of bad, because, like, I someday really want to try Martian Gothic, which is essentially, what if we tried to combine Dead Space, Resident Evil, and Lost Vikings? All those
also, Grand Theft Auto 5, because you have the 3 protagonists you can switch between.
Oh yeah, that's where I was going with the Lost Viking, but it's just like, yeah, it's just like some... Too awkward to carry around the model.
The reason I was going with the GTA one is because they're actually doing stuff while you're not controlling them.
That is true.
And can get themselves killed while you're not controlling them.
Yep. I can sit on the chair.
So, one of the things they mentioned in the damage report was the reactor.
Right, yeah. Do I still have the damage report on me? That's in the...
The longer you take, the harder this is to fix.
No, that's just the crew manifest. Okay. Well... Which door that is faceless should I look at?
Probably the elevator.
The elevator, okay. Time to become elevated.
I think you can get something from the storeroom before you go there.
Oh right, then let me turn around and go back to... Because I was just wondering, it's like, there's a storage room, there's a comms room. I would hope they have something of use. Let's see.
Because, let me put it this way. The Geiger counter might be useful.
Oh, that's promising.
You can do it without the Geiger counter.
Note from spares box. Yo, oh gosh, what? I took the last EC 2001 so we could watch the hottest...
I don't think it's in the storage room. Damn it. I'm just misremembering that. It's not in there.
I found an EC 2010 module. I found an EC 2061 module. I'm finding lots of modules.
You won't need to worry about that anytime soon.
Oh, well that's great, because I am turning into a mobile Radio Shack.
You will need them later, but the reactor takes priority.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I could possibly need. I know these games, and I know that they want you to have all the things.
You will have time after doing the reactor to come back and do all this stuff, don't worry. This game is actually very forgiving once you figure out the 3 major issues.
So it just tries to kill you during the tutorial. Great.
Yeah, basically. And there's also the bit where ships turn up.
Try using the elevator call. I clicked on the elevator call button, game! The person designing this is a little bit of a smart aleck.
Okay. A little bit, yeah.
Okay, elevator controls.
A yellow keycard is required to gain access to other decks.
A yellow keycard. I did not see a yellow keycard.
Did you try in the captain's quarters?
I'm going to right now. Okay, which way?
You might need to go into the briefing room and watch the briefing to get that, actually, if I'm remembering.
Alright, I'll watch a quick infomercial as I steadily move towards my death.
Your hideous, irradiated death.
Maybe I'll end up a ghoul. There's some...
No. This game doesn't support ghouls. Ghoul player characters are not allowed.
Typical. Keyhole. I cannot break the keyhole. I want to take the ship.
You will have the opportunity to take the ship later.
I saved my progress, so if I die horribly, you know...
You will. You really will.
Try using the controls on... Oh. Okay.
You're wondering what's going on. I'll explain. You were probably aware that the Lexington was attacked by a UN ship. We were outgunned and on the verge of being destroyed when Captain Dana notified the UN captain of our desire to surrender. Garrick agreed to take the crew of the Lexington and Jericho aboard before destroying both ships. As I record this message, Garrick is waiting for us to transfer over to his ship on the Lexington shuttle. You are the only one left behind. If we're lucky, the UN bastard will ignore one crewman left on board the Lexington. We intend to detonate a thermonuclear device after our shuttle has been taken aboard the UN vessel. This will completely destroy their ship. It will also kill everyone on board both shuttles. This should leave you free to complete our mission. There is nothing more important than this mission, including the lives of the crew. We died so that you can finish what we started. Our ship was badly hurt during the UN attack. The first thing you must do is deal with the worst of the battle damage. There are problems which directly threaten the near-term survival of the ship. Now, first of all, the primary power reactor is headed for a meltdown because the coolant system has failed.
You need things later.
The molten core will eat through the containment vessel of the reactor and set off the fuel for the fusion engines. The resulting explosion will completely destroy the Lexington and the nearby Jericho. You need to get to engineering and stop the runaway chain reaction. The meltdown is the top priority. When you deal with that problem, then you must get the central computer back in operation. Without that, you cannot complete the mission. Currently, all computer processing has been delegated to the smaller, decentralized computers that exist on each deck of the ship. They do not communicate with each other except on a very primitive level. Enough to keep what you might think of as subconscious ship functions going. There is no overall guiding intelligence in these autonomous systems. The ship's central computer is made up of Turing cores and is home to the complex software that gives the ship's computer its...
Okay, can we get back to the reactor chain reaction, please, Tran?
Reside in the central computer cores. These cores are currently inoperative. The primary cores were destroyed, and the secondary cores failed to activate...
To be fair, she doesn't know about that.
We must get the central computer back online. I've recorded one more message. You'll hear from me again when you get the central computer back in operation. I have key-coded the message so that the higher functions of the main computer will pick it up and display it for you as soon as the central cores are once again operational. Good luck. And be careful. Tran out.
I appreciate the wish for good luck. I cannot promise to be careful. I mean, have you seen me with a phaser? Things happen.
I have seen you with the phaser. Oh god, the phaser. That poor sweet innocent phaser. It didn't ask for what you did to it. It didn't ask for what you did to others with it. It has been to places that no phaser should ever go.
It boldly went.
It boldly went, yeah. Didn't get a choice in the matter.
Oh, I'm so glad we're doing this. Oh, alright, yes, put the card in.
Access granted.
Okay. Elevator controls. Engineering. Nope. Okay. Reactor spaces? Yay!
You might want to get something before you go in there.
Oh, right. The Geiger counter. That would be probably in weapons space. Okay, hold on.
Reactor spaces.
Do you want me to tell you where it is?
Probably.
Deck 5 science.
Deck 5. Well, they could label the rest of the decks.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Deck 5.
Like, they don't even say it on the announcer, it's just like, Deck 5. Well, of course, you know, because, like, the character I'm playing as has been to, you know, ooh, that's not good. The floor is ripped up like a necromorph just charged through.
I'm sure it's fine. You probably won't need to access that entire section of the ship, will you? It's not like you'll get a cutting torch or something later.
Okay, that's a medical lab. And that looks like a science lab. Okay. Storage cabinet. No, I don't want to look at it. Geiger counter! I choose you! Scanner, I choose you.
The scanner will actually be useful later, and it's just fun to ram random things under it to see what they think it looks like at a microscopic level.
Scientists must speak a different language. None of these symbols look remotely familiar. That's a tongue twister. I'm not even going to try to work around. Okay, I have the Geiger counter. Is there anything else that I need?
No, I think you're good. I mean, if you had a radiation suit, it'd be great, but I never found one.
Wait, there is one? Even you haven't found one?
No, I don't think there is one.
Okay. I don't mean to question this intergalactic organization that I'm part of, but I feel like someone really needed to introduce them to the concept of paints. And assigning paint to walls.
To be fair, military vessels do tend to be very stark.
I know.
Apart from the color coding system they use to make it easier to navigate around, which this ship completely lacks. I have a friend I play D&D with who actually works in the Royal Navy, and yeah. It's always interesting having him in a Star Trek game, because he's like, and here's what we'd actually do.
Okay, Geiger counter.
Power reactor has contaminated the reactor spaces. You are in a radiation hazard area. All personnel must wear proper protective gear and carry radiation monitoring equipment.
Now, I'd recommend saving before you go into the reactor spaces, because I do have the list of instructions for where you need to go.
Well, I just went down the ladder, but I'll save right now.
The first area should be safe.
Unfortunately, if transport the coolant system is damaged, and then radioactive coolant may have spilled into some of the tunnels, you can't get your hands on a rad suit. The radiation protection carrier is all down in engineering.
It's a great idea, isn't it?
This clearly was put together by the CEC Corporation.
Well, I think you could see it in the Borderlands universe.
Okay, save.
A coolant leak in the power reactor has contaminated the reactor spaces. You are in a radiation hazard area.
I have no rad, and I must melt.
Protective gear and carry radiation monitoring equipment.
Hit me!
Okay, if you insist.
All right, now, which one?
It's up to you to figure it out. I'll give you the instructions after you die. Just listen to the rad counter and see what it tells you.
It sounds the same!
It will tell you when you first go into an area if an area is affected or not.
Geiger counter is quiet. Okay.
Warning. A coolant leak in the power reactor has contaminated the reactor
if it says
spaces.
the one below you
You are in a radiation hazard
don't go
area.
through that one.
All personnel must
Quietly
wear
to-
proper
it's chirping
protective
quietly
gear
to
and
itself.
carry radiation
Okay.
monitoring equipment.
Okay, see. Geiger counter is chirping. Okay, not D. We do not want the D. Ow, that hurts my ears. All of them are chirping, but D is the loudest.
Now, one of them was chirping for the tunnel below, if you remember.
It's chirping quietly too. Above or below. Okay. Let's see.
Now, A was chirping before, and it doesn't have any ones above. So therefore...
Yep, so that's below. Okay, so C. We want C.
Warning. A coolant leak in the power reactor.
Sure, if you want to.
I don't believe.
You are in a radiation hazard area. All personnel must wear proper protective
Okay,
gear
hold
and
on.
carry radiation monitoring equipment.
I need it to be a little quieter. Okay. Okay.
The Horror King says, "Hi, Shark Boy," by the way.
That Horror King is a friend from another streamer's streams. And, I'm gonna just save again. Okay, so it clearly isn't C. Going by your very subtle, response. Okay. So, B, we know it's down there. So...
Don't... Oh, you're saving. I thought you were going to overwrite, so I was like, oh no.
No. I'm just going to try A.
All personnel must wear proper protective gear and carry radiation monitoring equipment.
Apparently I could do with being a bit louder, since Wolf is mostly hearing Siren.
Yeah, it's really loud for me too. I'll pump you up a little bit. Because, yeah, the siren is just so damn loud. Okay, now you're going to be really loud in my ear.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. What? Why is... The location... What? Okay. I think I just... Either I just went down all of A... Or... I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm down on the engineering deck now.
Oh no.
I wasn't even trying to go down further. It just seemed to be glitching. Yep. I died. Because...
Okay.
So apparently there's no animation for going down. So yeah, I went down...
The color changes.
Yeah, I thought that was a graphical glitch. We have an animation for turning and zooming in closer.
It's true. The animations can be a bit weird here. Do you want me to give you the path?
Please.
Okay. Reload from I have no rad and I must melt, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Especially because we're close to ending our hours here, so I'd like to at least, you know, get to the point where the thing isn't gone down. Okay, so... Alright. B?
Okay, are you at the very top level one?
Yep, we are still at the very top. We're in red.
Right. In that case, I would need you to go to the left corridor from where you are now.
So B. Because where I'm on...
You started A, so yes, go down B.
Okay, I'm down B.
Then go down... sorry, don't go down. Go right.
Go right. Okay.
Into A.
Down A.
Down.
Okay.
And then go down once more.
Down A twice. So...
Yes.
Okay. I'm in green.
You then go to your left.
Okay.
Into B.
Do I go down again?
No, go into B first.
I'm in B.
And then go down, sorry.
So
and
go...
then finally...
Hold on. I just want to be clear here. Go down in B when it's green.
Yes.
Okay. I'm in blue.
Go to your right, and then go down.
So go to A, then down again.
Yes.
Okay.
Never have to go through C or D.
Okay. Alright. I'm through. It won't let me just use the computer terminal. It's doing the weird glitch again. Hold on. I'm going to save over Rad 2 since we're now here. Yeah, it's doing that weird glitch where it double-clicks on everything again.
Right-click and then see if that settles it, maybe?
No, it...
Hold the mouse down?
Yeah, no,
I must admit, I've never had a double-click issue myself.
Yeah, it's a glitch that just keeps it... I can't even open a door. Which is great, because we have a limited time! Let me restore from my save, see if that fixes it.
Yeah, that might do it.
Yep, there we go. Okay.
The main computer is down.
Good thing you saved.
The situation in the...
Okay, critical, multiple enemy beam, and missile hits registered. One critical fault in the primary coolant systems. System failure imminent. Failure will result in loss of the ship.
Systems took over
monitoring. Describe critical faults.
DCS faults are listed in order of criticality 1. The coolant system for the primary power reactor has failed.
Pipes were ruptured by shear stress from missile impacts and by heat from beam weapon strikes. Reactor coolant escaped into crew spaces. Coolant loss has reached critical levels. The reactor core temperature is rising.
Criticality 2.
Multiple engineering systems have suffered primary and secondary failures. There are 2 critical faults because these systems have tripped tertiary backups and are now operating without any backup at all.
The affected systems...
Fusion containment monitoring, thrust vectoring control, compression laser calibration, compression lasers monitoring and control, deuterium, tritium fuel feed, FCS dampening, FCS switching, oh my word.
Do any of the Criticality 2 faults represent an immediate danger to the ship?
Negative. All systems with Criticality 2 faults are operating within acceptable parameters.
Head into the engineering bay, you'll be able to see the actual coolant map and figure out how to cool systems.
Yep, I'm getting. Alright, let's see here. Oh, Horror King, if the shark was doing the thinking, we would be doing way better. Right.
I'm saying nothing.
Well, you know, I'd say the saying about, you know, lizards in glass houses, but I don't think they have one, actually.
Not in Skyrim, which is a shame. I kind of think a greenhouse would have actually been an interesting thing to have in one of the cities.
Okay, and alright, look at engineering consoles. Series of familiar consoles and displays. Okay, is there anything I need to touch before I touch the engineering console?
Not that I can think of.
There's another engineering console that's behind, but it's showing a planet, so I'm thinking that's different. Okay. Use. You find the proper controls and bring up the touchscreen schematic for the reactor coolant system. All of the coolant has leaked out of the system. This means you need to route coolant liquid from one of the auxiliary coolant tanks through the reactor in order to cool it down. Allow you to scroll and manipulate a map showing the reactor and AC tanks and valves. There are 2 tanks, both are full. Your first objective is to open the manual valve on one of those tanks so that the coolant can flow into the system. The computer interface in the console will help you determine which valve you need to open manually. Use the arrows at the top right and bottom right of the schematic to scroll up and down. You can't use the computer interface to route the coolant through the reactor until at least one manual valve has been opened.
I've turned into a pop menu.
Oh, what? Discord, rude. So sorry about that.
It's fine, it's fine.
We've all turned into a menu once in a while. Okay. I am...
What's on the menu? It's me!
I am so confused at what I am looking at here.
Okay, what you're looking at is a map of the cooling system. You need to get the hot areas to stop being hot. And you're already out of the green. I've never seen it go that high.
Oh, well, that's great. How do I get it moving? No, that's...
Yeah.
I did not want to... And now it... Double click glitch! I'll reload my save.
Did you blow up the ship?
No, it double click glitched. It keeps double click glitching. I can't open the door.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay, so, if I open... I can't make...
So this game definitely has its issues. I haven't encountered that one myself, but...
Oh,
yeah.
there's the map button. I just found the map button.
You found it early in the game, in fact.
Oh, boy. Okay, so, there's a help button.
Yep.
Okay, I've had enough help. Okay, yeah, on account of the glitches, I do think we might need to call it here. It's an interesting game. I'd love to experience more of it, but yeah, it slight technical issues that if I were to wager a guess, given that it's giving me issues on my main PC, with my luck, if I install it on my laptop, it'll work fine. Because that's pretty much become the rule for me, is if there is a game that does not work on the very expensive desktop thing, I put it on my laptop and it's like, oh yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, I know that feeling, I'm afraid.
It's just like, screw you for wanting to, you know, to play a thing on the main thing, which, you know, it's actually a perfect game for my laptop, considering it's a refurb, and Control, Shift, Alt, Tab, and the Windows key on the left side had just all stopped working the other week. So, it's pretty much only good for point and clicks now.
Funny enough, I've just had a laptop arrive that's got a broken keyboard as well. I'm going to have to replace that. Mind you, I got this one for £2, so I'm not saying anything bad about it.
Yeah, mine wasn't £2. When it was working fine, it was really good. I could use it for video editing, but yeah, just apparently it was feeling neglected, and its response to feeling neglected was to just stop working partially.
Fun. Well, folks, that was Mission Critical.
And, you know, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be escaping the lower decks. I do not think that they are going to be, you know, nominating me to a captain.
He's trapped down there with Boimler.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. But I do want to thank you for bringing me along on this journey, and I do want to get back to Elite Force, because, yes, despite having to fight with id Tech 3's just general hatred of windowed mode, there's some very interesting stuff there. And now that we're at the end of the stream, is there anything of yours that you would like to shout out?
You can see me over on Twitch almost every single night. In fact, tomorrow I'll be doing my D&D, which there's a couple of people who play it in chat at the moment, namely Non-Stop Soup. You can see me over at Twitch at Vie Ventar. Just search me, you'll find me. I'm also on Twitter, if you desperately want to listen to me on Twitter, and I'm going to be uploading stuff to YouTube in the not too distant future.
Exciting.
When I finish uploading it.
It does take a while to upload, doesn't it?
It does, when you've got 50 episodes to upload.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of D&D.
So that's really good to have out of the gate, though. My goodness. I love the way FidKid put that. So this is the way the stream ends. Not with a bang, but with a glitch. Alright, I'm just going to assume that the glitch, we're just going to canonize that as it's the protagonist dying from radiation. Literally, his hand is just like, you know, he can't stabilize it enough to interact with anything. It's just like, oh, there's enough of my skin still on my finger to push this button. I'm sure.
It's a touchscreen. It doesn't respond to bone.
Oh my. Oh.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes. Thank you so much. And for Vie Ventar, for myself at BossLevelGamer, we bid you all a lovely evening.